Something that I think is important for young high school athletes and their parents to understand is the fact that you should be doing physical training and physical development year round. This includes playing sports, it includes free play, just going out in the yard and playing wiffle ball, pickup basketball, kickball, things like that. Lifting weights, doing some strength training, some resistance training, doing some good jumping and plyos, and speed and change of direction work, as well as high effort sprinting. I think these things are important for athletic development and should be in there again year round. You should even be lifting and strength training in season all year round. Oftentimes, what I see happen is a kid will stop strength training and stop resistance training for weeks on end or for months on end. And maybe they even have a period of time where they're not playing their sport. And then they return to the sport weeks later or months later, potentially. And they see an acute spike in sport volume, and their muscles have gotten weaker, their tendons and their ligaments have gotten weaker, because they haven't been doing any strength training or any kind of sprints or plyos or anything that's going to help their muscular system and nervous system stay strong. And then they have a big spike in load and a big spike in sport volume, and they get injured. The other thing I see with kids that specialize is that they are only playing one sport year round. So they're doing the same repetitive motions, the same repetitive patterns over and over and over again. And if they have a period of time where they don't strength train for 2 or 3 months, they will lose muscle, they will lose strength. So they will have generally more aches and pains and potentially a greater risk of getting injured because their muscular system and their nervous system, yes, it has a role in the sport, but like they need some of these patterns in the weight room and through strength training volume to help with their tissue resiliency. They need to be in the weight room so they can continue to get stronger, and so they can keep the strength that they do have, keep the muscle mass that they do have. They need that stimulus that's outside of just their sport, which oftentimes is running and jumping and changing direction and stuff like that. Again, to avoid that, you just have to consistently train. You have to consistently lift weights 2 or 3 times a week, consistently do sprints, jumps, and plyos. And again, do encourage your younger athletes, your middle school and high school athletes, to get outside, play with your friends, go do some things that are indirectly going to help with your athletic development. So yes, I do think there should be time off from sports. I don't think that like you should play the same sport year round. I think early sports specialization is a huge issue in American sports culture. But I do think you should be doing physical development year round. You should be strength training, jumping, sprinting, doing plyos, playing small sided games with your friends. I think that kind of stuff should be in all the time.